Hello, welcome to this update. So let's see what's happening with this storm in the South China Sea and more information. So we do have Tropical Depression 1 in the South China Sea and it's Wutip now. So yesterday was one. So Tropical Depression Wutip, it's there near Vietnam and near China. So it's forecast to make landfall in southern China as a tropical storm Friday, likely Friday into Saturday in spots of China. So please be careful there, especially like right now we can see here on satellite most of the heaviest rain is affecting Vietnam and southern Laos, so please be careful in those areas now. Those storms are happening right now in spots of Vietnam with very strong convection, those storms, so please be careful those downpours. So the north side of the system is drier. There's less storms, but eventually it might strengthen a little bit more in the South China Sea. So please be careful in those areas. And here shows the European disc goes there, and then it does pass through Hainan Friday to Saturday and landfall in southern China, especially by Saturday afternoon. So please stay safe in those areas. And you noticed I just changed the background to yellow. It's kind of nice. If you want any different colors, tell me in the comments. So let's see here. There's like the European ensembles, they do show like landfall in southern China around those areas. Some are further south, some are further north, and there's this other spot to watch as well. There's not much support with this spot, but some members do show a storm there near, like between the Philippines and Taiwan. But this like low support in my opinion. But it might have something there too. And eventually, both of these systems, the remnants, might affect Korea and Japan, some heavy rain. So be careful those areas later on. There's like here the GFS, and don't trust this too much because the GFS is showing the storm stronger than it actually is. And I don't think you'll go down to 978 by tomorrow. So the GFS is exaggerating. But this goes and it shows tropical storm landfall around southern China too, as well, especially by Saturday afternoon. So this goes shows the remnant moisture into some rain in Japan and South Korea. So this goes and later nothing really that crazy, just some more showers and storms later by the GFS. And then the European does show the storm there as well, a more realistic strength, but also the European, it also strengthens it up to like 987 by Saturday near southern China. So this will be a strong storm in those areas, so stay safe there. And now that there's the icon too, shows like they're in the South China Sea. There's the 6Z icon, shows this goes, the icon strengthens this a lot to like category 2 or something. But I don't think you'll get this strong because most indications just show a tropical storm there. But you never know because in those warm waters, these things can strengthen quickly. But it doesn't look very organized right now, so I don't think this will strengthen that much. But this goes and the icon goes into southern China there, and this might combine to the front in northern China by June 15th. You see a low pressure system northern China. This might get attached to this front and eventually affect Japan or South Korea, more rain later. So be aware those areas. There's the Canadian, does show like the South China Sea, and it goes a little bit north, the Canadian, closer to Hong Kong, and just like a weak to moderate tropical storm in the remnant towards Japan. So be careful those areas, especially in southern China. Warn others there. There's here like the tropical depression, and you see here on the satellite too that the strongest convection, those pinks and purples, are is occurring in spots of Vietnam now, just offshore and also in southern Laos as well. So there might be some torrential downpours, those storms there now. So stay safe. And the official track does have it here, those areas as a tropical storm passing by Hainan into southern China and quickly dissipating once it gets to China. But stay safe in those areas of Vietnam and China, especially central northern Vietnam and southern China. So stay safe in those areas. Please be careful. There's the GFS ensembles, most of them going to southern China as well. The GFS is quite strong to like category 1 or 2, but I don't think you get that strong. The Navgen goes also kind of the same path into southern China, the GFS, the European as well. So please be careful. That's southernmost coast there in China. And there's the Canadian that's slightly further north, closer to Hong Kong and the east side of Hainan. So be aware, it will most likely strike the west side of Hainan to southernmost China, but it could also turn further east, like the Canadians suggesting. So please stay safe in those areas. And long range, the GFS ensembles shows also some support to this other system near Taiwan, but not that much. And then later does try to start some stuff again, but that's like so far out, so don't mind that much. So be aware. And this area I was talking about here is invest 94W. It's near the eastern Philippines with some showers and storms, so it has a low chance of developing still, but possibly something to watch. There were some models that took this close to Taiwan and possibly China. But if it forms, it would be like a tropical depression or like subtropical storm. So no worries too much. We'll keep monitoring this. There's the one they're heading to China. So here on their official map, they just have the tropical depression Wutip there. They don't even have this other invest yet. But be aware, those areas we'll keep watching. So here does show like arise some storms in spots of India as well. Wednesday, Thursday, especially into southern India and southwestern India. So Thursday, this monsoon really starts kicking across southwestern, central, southern India. Especially tomorrow. This is already tomorrow, Thursday. So Thursday shows more storms in India. Friday, Saturday, especially Saturday into Sunday, a few more storms western India, and these winds just keep coming like relentless rain across India until Monday, Tuesday next week, and then this just keeps going. Possibly next Thursday, right? Like a week from now, more storms in central India, more spots there. So please stay safe in those areas. Be careful. The rain accumulation for China with this tropical storm does show the Europeans all the way to 500 millimeter spots of southern China with this storm. So please stay safe. Be careful with flooding, especially like some towns there. If this happens, there might be some very dangerous flooding spots southern China with this storm. In Hainan, close to 200 millimeters, a few spots 231, 124. So please be careful in those areas. In Vietnam and Laos shows more than 100 millimeter spots of Vietnam as well there into Laos. So please stay safe in those areas. Some flooding, also flooding possible southern Myanmar to 300 millimeters, 333, even like more than 200. So stay safe in those areas. Also Cambodia into Thailand, some more spots in westernmost Thailand. So please stay safe there. Be careful. The central coast of Myanmar as well, and like into northern Myanmar as well. So stay safe. This section of northern Bangladesh, northeastern India into Nepal might get close to 100 millimeters as well next 5 days. Those storms. So be careful, some minor flooding possible in those areas. But the few spots here, like of severe flooding possible, is China and Western India. So in these spots, please stay safe, especially like the west coast of India, showing to 400 millimeters, even to 500 a few spots. 300 spots of Mumbai showing now more than 100. So please stay safe. Southern India, more than 200, so some 300 in other spots there. So please be careful in those areas. Stay safe from flooding. As don't drive through floods. Stay on higher ground and be careful. Please stay safe. There's more spots. Central India, the far north is kind of quiet, but central southern India, more scared storms. Some might be strong, so stay safe in those areas. Long range, like next 12 days, does show into northern Myanmar as well, closer to 500 meters. Spots in northeastern India, more than 500. More spots across Myanmar, into southern Myanmar. Even central India to like 400 next 12 days. So long range, there'll still be a lot of rain, those areas, especially next week. So be aware, but for now, just focus on China and Western India. Stay safe in those areas. There's the GFS, it has less than the European and China, but on this far southern coast, they do have to 286, 280, so stay safe in far southern China. Those areas in Hainan, the GFS is almost to like 372. So please be careful those areas, and as this crosses central southern China there, so stay safe too. Please be careful with flooding. Some other spots on the GFS is southern Myanmar. The GFS like 600 millimeters southern Myanmar. This might be too much, but you never know. Stay safe in those areas, and also Vietnam and Laos, more than 200. And into Hainan I showed you, but the GFS is like even to 370. And yeah, so stay safe. The GFS is this weird area in Taiwan. It's like to 500 millimeters, even in southern Taiwan. So be aware, to the Europeans, more than 100 in southern Taiwan. The icons like on the far southern coast of Taiwan, more than 200. So stay safe there as well. The icon also shows in China, in Hainan, close to 400 millimeters, even to like 397, close to 400, some spots western Hainan, as this thing crosses into southern China, more than 200. So please stay safe in those areas. Spots of uh, northern Myanmar, the GFS, right, the icon, this is the icon, sorry, more than 200, and a few spots in northeastern India. So the icon in western India is like to 451, 300, so still some major flooding. Be careful, more than 100, more spots there in India and southwestern Bangladesh. Not Bangladesh, southwestern Sri Lanka, sorry, I kind of mixed up. So the GFS in India, I didn't show you the GFS here, so it does show also more than 500 meters western India. So please stay safe. The GFS more focused on these areas, central western India. In Mumbai, it doesn't really have much, just 47. But please stay safe. This west coast of India and the Langship Islands, some strong storms as well, into the Maldives too. So stay safe, those areas. please, please be careful. You can see those thunderstorms, some stronger storms, central India, with a lot of lightning, and also the storm hits China there, central northern China, some stronger storms, so stay safe in those areas, please be careful, and that continuous moisture into India. Stay safe, and does show here as well Indonesia, those areas not as intense, but still to Western Guinea, a few spots. That tropical moisture, more than 166 millimeters. Spots in Western India to 143, 105. More cause spots of central Indonesia. Central areas are kind of fine, just some regular tropical showers, but does show a few spots southern Malaysia. Still some thunderstorms, some showers, Northern Sumatra is kind of drier, but still more storms. Southern Sumatra, in some spots there. The GFS is like central Indonesia to southern area, especially southeast Indonesia. Some heavier downpours. Be careful near Micronesia, Palau, and southern Philippines. Some more storms. There's this system near the northern Philippines. This other invest might still produce close to 100 millimeters in a spot or two with some storms there. So stay safe, spots of the Philippines too, in this chunk of the Western Pacific, like parts of Micronesia, the intertropical convergence zones, a few showers in Guam as well. So be aware. Shows like especially northern Kiribati into the Marshall Islands shows some heavy rain in between the Marshall Islands and Kiribati in some spots there. So be aware those areas. And right now it shows this huge chunk of moisture into near Taiwan and the Philippines, in those areas there. So stay safe. Those areas, be careful. In the Western Pacific, those tropical waves. So stay safe. And still here like shows the rest of Asia, still some storms in Russia. Still be careful in those areas. The possibility of some severe storms sometimes there in Russia. And Georgia, still a few storms. Northeastern Turkey. And still shows like more rain throughout most of central Russia and those areas. That low pressure in northern China might even leave some areas more than 100 millimeters. So stay safe. Stay safe as well, and be careful in those areas. There's nothing here for the forecasting Russia now, but be careful. Those storms, especially like some fronts there by Friday shows more storms Kazakhstan. Some might be strong into Western Russia. So stay safe, and later into Central Russia, those fronts there. So be careful those areas. Now, finally, let's see the wind gusts potential for this storm, the Western Pacific. So each model shows a slightly different thing. Like the icon is very strong, the GFS is in the middle, and the European is weaker. So I would trust the forecast from the European more. That doesn't strengthen it too much, but you never know. The GFS might be right as well. Just keep in mind that when I show you the wind gusts in the icon and the GFS, it will be stronger than the European because those models are stronger for the storm. But let's see here. This goes some higher wind gusts, a few spots central Vietnam as well, into southern China. So Thursday, this goes especially in Hainan, shows spots close to 200 km per gusts, a few spots southern northern Hainan as well. Friday, even just most of the island, more than 100 near the coast. By Friday and Saturday, this about Saturday morning, this goes eventually some high gusts into southern China, more than 100 km per gust. So stay safe in those areas as well. Be careful with wind damage and like flooding plus strong winds. So stay safe. This goes into China. Still shows by Sunday some high winds, central southern China. Then the European does keep the winds all the way to eastern China. So this is next Monday, and it goes as far north as Japan with some higher gusts. So stay safe in those areas. The GFS shows the South China Sea around Haong-Sa, some stronger gusts in Hainan as well. So this goes, it doesn't show that as strong as I expected, but it does show in terms of pressure, the GFS is stronger than the European. But in terms of wind, not really that strong. So this goes, but still damaging winds in those areas. The icon goes there, shows some high gusts in Hainan, into southern China, spots of Laos, into Vietnam as well. This goes and the icon gets really strong, like goes all the way to 140 km per gust, spots of Hainan. So please stay safe if this happens. And it is possible as well if this strengthens a lot. So please stay safe in those areas. Friday, this goes, spots of southern China by Saturday. Some strong gusts there, spots southern China, and then still shows Saturday, Sunday, and then this goes into eastern China still. So still be careful later in Taiwan and eastern China, Saturday, Sunday into Monday there. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful with the flooding, the damaging winds and everything. So stay safe in those areas. There's still the heat wave in the Middle East, widespread, more than 45 degrees in Saudi Arabia, in Iraq, those areas. So still be careful in those areas, and depending on how this heat wave unfolds, we might have a video like tomorrow or Friday just about the heat wave. So stay safe in those areas because the models are still showing 50 degrees by Saturday, 51 in southern Iraq in Chukwat. So this definitely deserves a video of its own. So please stay safe. 51 degrees by Sunday, 49. So the feels like temperatures there might be like extremely high, even like 54. The heat, the the feels like temperature. So please stay safe. For 48, many spots in Oman, Saudi Arabia. So remember the heat and don't forget you'll be very hot, but we'll make a video like Friday, maybe tomorrow, Friday, maybe Friday, because we'll have more information already about Saturday and Sunday. So stay safe. This video here was more about the storms and the cyclone and the monsoon. So stay safe in those areas, please. Be careful with flooding and everything, and also in terms of wind, might be stronger near the Bay of Bengal as well because the monsoon in the Arabian Sea, especially in the Arabian Sea, some higher gusts and spots in northern China because of that low pressure. So some mountains in northern China, some stronger gusts as well until like Sunday, the Arabian Sea as well. So stay safe in those areas. Please be careful. Still shows some snow in the high elevation, Central Asia, into northern Russia, there's Siberia, a few spots northern into eastern Russia, some snow in the Himalayas and those mountains in Tajikistan, Pakistan, into Kyrgyzstan, Afghanistan. So stay safe those areas. Still shows a finger or two in the Caucasus as well. So be aware and yeah, so stay safe.